As all of you know, except for the guests, I'm Brandon Fetter. I'm the insurance and risk management specialist of the group. So what does that mean? That means that I get to talk about what most people avoid talking about every single day. So I get the pleasure of talking to people about, God forbid, one of you, either you and your spouse don't come home tomorrow. What's that going to look like financially for the family? I get to talk about, God forbid, you get in an accident, you can't work, you're sick, you're injured, and your income stops. What is that going to look like financially for your lifestyle and your family? I get to talk about, if you run out of money. That's a scary thought. That's actually, the number one fear for most of us is if we run out of money. So I get to talk about how can we guarantee some stream of income. And lastly, most people in this room, most people in general have had firsthand experience or know people who have needed care, long-term care, a caretaker, just to live everyday life. So that's a huge risk as well. On average today in Los Angeles specifically, long-term care is about $90,000 a year if you have 24-hour care. So no matter how well you plan for retirement, how much money you have saved up, it's a big pill to swallow if you need care. So I love what I do. I have great passion for these conversations that I get to have with people, simply because life is good. In my short lifetime, I've been through a lot. I've had a lot of experiences, and I've learned that altogether, life is great. Most of us do what we love. We get to live a career, that we're passionate about. Family, children, travel, experiences, adventure. Life is good. And if I can be that person, if I can play the role to have that one difficult conversation with my clients, just to take that risk off the table, then we're even closer to living the life that we have always dreamed of. Because if everything goes as planned, we'll never have to worry, right? But everything doesn't go as planned. That's why it's life, and that's what keeps it exciting. Those four risks, of premature death, disability, long-term care, and running out of money are the main things, obstacles that are standing between us and the life that we want to live. So that's why I love what I do. I don't know, I guess I'll share a couple stories. I'm not going to share war stories, because that's, I don't appreciate when people try to scare people into taking action. That's not really my style. But maybe in a more relatable sense. So I had a client who, just a few months ago, he's a doctor. He has 2 disability policies. He thought he was well protected. He has an advisor. So with all the respect, I said, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but, if it's okay with you, I'd be more than happy to review your plan, make sure that everything's working as it should be. One disability plan was great. The other one only was going to last for a year. So we're in California, we have state disability provided from the state, and it's minimal, but that lasts for a year as well. So he thought that this benefit was going to last until age 65, but it was only for a year. So he called up his agent, he's like, what do you, basically the agent beat around the bush to sell this product, and he was underinsured all this time. And that's a scary thought, because for a doctor, if you break a finger, you can't work. That constitutes a disability if you can't, use your hands as a doctor. So that was very scary. But thankfully, I was able to get him the coverage that he needed. He's well taken care of now, and he actually moved over the rest of his stuff because the trust was kind of lost with the other guy. So I was really glad I was able to help him there. Another story that's relatable is, like I said, not everyone likes to talk about this stuff. So I got highly, highly referred to this guy, recently married, 28 years old, successful, nothing in place, just wants to start a family. He avoided me, man. He would not return my calls, he would return my emails. I got him on the phone a couple of times, he literally hung up. But I didn't give up. And then one day out of the blue, I get a call from his wife. So I guess his wife heard through the person who referred me that he's been avoiding me. She calls, she gets her husband to sit down with me. Thank God we have a great conversation. We put together some great plans. And then a couple months later, he gets in a car accident. And he couldn't work for, he's still not able to work. but he should be able to go back to work for, maybe next year or the year after. So not, again, to scare anybody into anything, but on his life insurance policy, there's this thing called disability waiver. So basically, the company is going to pay his premiums while he can't work. So it's one bill that he doesn't have to worry about. And if they never sat down with us, they just bought a house. I mean, the mortgage alone, how can you afford a mortgage if the main stream of income is stopped? So thank God they sat down with me, and he apologized probably 30 times after that for avoiding me, because he realized the value that I actually did bring once he took the time to meet with me. So in my line of work, it's very difficult to refer business, because most of you and most people in general will think, okay, when I hear somebody who asks about insurance, or when I know somebody who's looking for it, I'll have them give you a call. And like I said before, no one likes to talk about this. They're definitely not going to talk about it in social settings. If that's the case, I'm not going to have any business, and I won't be able to sit in front of everybody, because we'll just be waiting around for that time to come. So more proactively, when I meet with my clients, I always ask at the end of our meeting, was this helpful? The answer is always yes. I try to leave my clients better after meeting with me than they came in, right? So great, I'm glad you found some value. Who else in your world do you think might appreciate a conversation like this? Granted, we don't know what their financial situation is like. Simply, if they're good people, if you respect them, if you have a good relationship with them, I'd love the opportunity to introduce myself as a potential resource. So I'd like you guys to think a little outside the box as far as not who needs, because if someone needs insurance, it might be too late, let's be honest, right? Because insurability, you have to be able to get this stuff in the first place. The easier, the healthier, the better. So people who are recently married, people who recently had kids, people who recently bought a house, people who recently opened a business, those are all huge milestones in anybody's life. That's a big threshold to cross over to. Now, even if they're not asking, hey, I have somebody that you should talk to. He does, insurance planning, or he does financial planning, and I think he'd really bring a lot of value. Is it cool if he gives you a call? If you just open the door to the idea of having a conversation, then I'll take care of the rest, and I guarantee you, I'll make you guys look so good. So it's really those thresholds that I love to talk to people. And then, believe it or not, most of my clients are my age, in their mid-20s. You just want to get a foundation started, just figure out what do I need to do to get started on my defensive planning, protecting their income and starting to save and getting some basic protection. So young entrepreneurial types, single, not married, that means that their expenses are still low, and that means that they're still making a good living, so there's a big gap, there's a lot to do. Those are also great people for me to meet. So I urge you guys to, I'm done right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I urge you guys to think, outside the box as maybe, who can appreciate a conversation with me, knowing that I'm not going to try to scare them into anything, and my intentions really are true. I have great passion, and I just want to meet many more good people like you guys in this room, because that's what I find most important. Any questions? Christine?
I have. My comment is basically a testament to Brandon's professionalism. I just basically wanted to have a coffee with you, see how any way he could help me. And we were able to work on some products, but I introduced him to my daughter, who is now engaged, by the way, and he's helping her up. So yes, couples are engaged. We're looking to build a future together. So thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I will vouch for him that there was a person that was rejected 4 times for long-term care, and even one time by Brandon, and he didn't give up, and eventually got him an insurance, which I want to say that if my parents didn't have long-term care, whatever they had as savings would have all been wiped off, and they had to sell their house. So having a long-term care is not and a luxury, is a necessity.
Thank you.
So I want to give a testimonial as well. October 2015, I'm a brand new member of the TIP, and the very first call I get congratulating me on becoming a member was from Brandon. Called and had a discussion, learned about what he did, and we were setting a coffee meeting a couple days later. It was perfect timing. And I never would have been comfortable to talk about my situation, what I needed, without him being professional, courteous, and open. So props to Brandon. My policy is just over a year. I love it. It's great. Thank you so much.
So Brandon, just a moment. What are the kinds of things that we should be listening for? You know, it's unlikely that someone might ask for your services directly. So what are the things that we should be listening for or we should be looking for that would indicate a good tip for you?
Those milestones. Hey, they're thinking about buying a home, about, you know, having a kid, or hey, they're pregnant, hey, they're engaged, or hey, he just got a promotion, she just got a promotion. Those are just milestones that, you know, even if everything is in place already, even if they're working with somebody, that's a great time to review. You're having a kid on the way, you want to make sure everything is where it should be. So those are great opportunities for me to just introduce myself as a potential resource.
So there is one word that I hear over and over about you, and that is professionalism. And I really appreciate that, because in order to have these difficult conversations, people have to feel comfortable. And you are an expert at helping people to feel comfortable. So please make sure that you tip him, that you refer him, that you know that he is there to make you look good by helping your friends and fellow business owners. Big round of applause.